Mr. Vincent Feko, you heard him speak. How did you receive news about the celebration that Cameroon will be celebrating 50 years of its independence, or reunification rather?
Well, I just felt that Mr. Biya has gotten his priorities all upside down. Like I was saying, and didn't land before you took the floor from me. I was saying there is no doubt that there was plebiscite. But I'm saying that that plebiscite was a declaration of intention. The fact that we voted to achieve independence by joining La République du Cameroun did not mean automatically that we had joined. There were certain United Nations prescriptions that we had to comply with.
Like which?
For example, Resolution 1541 of the 15th of December 1960. It stipulated or it defined what is meant by independence by joining.
What did that mean?
By joining, you either join by association or by integration. If you join by association, you retained your governmental structures, and you could change your constitution as often as you desired to, without reference to a third party.
Now, don't you think maybe?
Let me tell you. Then the next, you could either get it by that, or by integration, where you submerge your independence into a pool, in which case, if there is only one president, that presidency had to alternate. If there's only one Chief Justice, it had to alternate.
So are you saying that as of now, an Anglophone ought to have been President of the Republic?
That is if this joining was consummated. That is the point. This is why I'm saying the history of the country has been distorted, completely distorted. I've just asked you, you want to achieve independence by joining. What is the meaning of joining? Joining,
living together in peace and harmony.
Excuse me, joining. Another word for joining is uniting. And it is from that word that the word unification comes. Now, so you can see that the independence of Southern Cameroon was predicated or conditional on this unification. Since there was no unification, why was there no unification? Because the prescriptions as laid down by the United Nations were never fulfilled.
Respected.
Yes, they were never respected. If they had been respected, there would have been a treaty of union that had to be deposited at the United Nations for publication by the Secretary General.
Now, he's saying that there was no treaty deposited at the Secretary of the United Nations. Okay. And so the reunification was not consummated.
Now, that's another distortion of the facts, okay? He cites UN Resolution 1514, okay, of December...
1541.
1541, okay, of 1541.
Yeah.
And then he cites Article 102, okay? Now, if you read those articles, okay, it's not substantive. They are procedural. What does that mean? Simply means a decision was taken, an agreement was reached, it has to be deposited. Now, the fact that it was not deposited does not mean that a decision was reached. Does that make sense?
So it's a matter of going there to deposit the...
It's simple. It's a matter of procedure, which does not hurt the substance, which does not hurt the facts of what occurred. There was a plebiscite. The people of British Southern Cameroons decided freely, voluntarily, out of their own free will, to do what they did. Again, it's a distortion of the facts.
Now, that is a man of law talking. And why the debate about the celebration of Cameroon's reunification continues, we move over to Boya in the southwest region, where President Biya announced the event is supposed to take place to take a pulse of how the locals there or the elite even think about the reunification. For Edwin Tamfu compiled this report.
The 50th anniversary of our reunification will be celebrated with all the necessary solemnity. It will take place in Buea.
Paul Biya's declaration seemed not to have sunk into the hearts of all who heard it. In the city of Buea, which Paul Biya made it clear would host the Golden Jubilee of the reunification of the country, there are still people who hold that a reunification of La République du Cameroon and British Southern Cameroons is still a fiction.
You cannot say you are celebrating the anniversary of a marriage when you have never been married. And the same is true about the relationship between Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon.
To some opinion leaders in the city of Buea, it is time to put the cards on the table, set the record straight in order to forge ahead with certainty.
The question at the plebiscite was very clear. Do you wish to achieve independence? That's the independence of Southern Cameroons. And therefore, as a sovereign country, there is need for Southern Cameroons to sit down with the Republic of Cameroon and agree on the terms of unification, not reunification.
Initially awaited on the 1st of October 2011, observers say the 50th anniversary of the reunification of Cameroon, to be celebrated in 2012, should not be considered as a golden jubilee. But officials of this former capital of German Cameroon think that, albeit late, Paul Biya's declaration is in response to tireless efforts from them.
We have worked tirelessly to convince the powers that be that it was important and relevant for this event to take place, and to take place in Buea, the birthplace of reunification, the incubator, where reunification was midwifed.
There can't be a Cameroon without that reunification story, and if we had celebrated 50 years of independence, it's just okay that the president thinks of celebrating 50 years of reunification.
The regional capital of the Southwest, after this announcement, harbors skeptics and those who are out to see the success of this once-in-a-lifetime event while waiting for the exact date to be made known.